Welcome to Mastering CS Candid Leader Insights, the podcast where we dive into the world of customer success with industry leaders. I'm your host, Irina Cismas, and today I'm joined by Victor Romijn, Customer Success Manager at Runner.ai, an AI chatbot that helps hotels and holiday parks communicate with their guests. Victor, I'm really happy to have you here. Thanks for joining.
Thanks a lot for inviting me.
Before we dive in, you came into customer success after years in marketing and community management, and now you are a CSM at Runner.ai. Paint us a picture of your day-to-day there. Who are your customers, and what does the work actually look like?
Yeah, thanks. So indeed, I have a background in marketing and community management. I've done it for, I think, around 10 years, but after those time, I felt it was time for something new. And then, customer success came in my path. So currently, I'm working at Runner.ai as a customer success manager. And in my day-to-day business, we are a startup. We exist for 3.5 years now, and we are growing very fast. So most of my daily work goes into onboarding new customers and doing support. I would like it to be more proactive, focusing on our clients, but sometimes, the business asks something different. And then, you do what's needed. Currently doing a lot of support and onboarding, actually. The customers that we work with are, as you mentioned, a big range of customers, going from boutique hotels with 12 rooms to big chains with hotels of 200 rooms and more, or holiday parks with up to 100 objects, as they call them, or holiday houses. Some names that you might know are Van der Valk in the Netherlands, Center Parks, which is a big holiday park all around Europe, Westport Hotels, Amrad Hotels, Bilderberg, just to name a few of them.
Because onboarding is your specialty.
Yeah, onboarding. In my previous job, I did onboarding, but you have onboarding and you have onboarding. My previous job was at which is a Dutch SaaS company that makes an app to onboard new employees. And what I'm currently doing is onboarding new customers,
Yeah.
which is the same but also different.
Indeed. And because you mentioned this, I want to ask you, what does good onboarding look like at Runner? Because you mentioned this difference. What are you aiming for early on? And how do you know you've got there?
Yeah, so part of onboarding is the setup.
Yeah.
And that's like the technical process part of it, which could be really easy. And in our end, it usually takes up to 2 weeks, but then it's live. But onboarding to me is also a trust hurdle. So really getting to know the client, what is their goals, what are they aiming for in using the product? Because if you know that, then you also know how to change the setup to their needs to make sure that they actually achieve the goals that they want.
Tell me one thing, in order to be able to understand your customers in this matter, are you part of the sales conversations? Are you guys involved early on and brought by the sales team early, or basically it's a post-sales handover once everything is set it up?
Yeah, usually or mostly it's indeed post-sales handover, except for the larger deals, really the big chains, the deals that involve a rollout of 15 to 20 different locations. Those cases we are at the table in the earlier talks as well, because we need to plan it and we need to work together to make sure that the deal is won. And actually, with those larger deals, usually we start out small. So we do 1 or 2 hotels first, they test it out, they give feedback, we improve. And after that, they believe in it and they see the value, and then they roll out to multiple hotels. And actually, we've done this call it trick, already multiple times. Yeah, Amrad is a great example. We tried it with 2 hotels. We had great contact with the team. I talked to them every week. And after that, they made a decision to do it across all the hotels. And that's amazing.
It's basically like a pilot where you have the chance to trust, to gain the and earn the trust of
Yeah,
the client, and then everything that happens afterwards has a strong foundation. Yeah, I can totally relate to this.
yeah, exactly.
You mentioned enterprise customers, which make me think that you are serving large or vast type of customers, from smaller, and you mentioned it at the beginning, from smaller to bigger accounts. Is the CS team splitted between smaller accounts and bigger accounts, or basically each CSM has all of the smaller and the larger accounts? How are you guys structured?
Well, within Runner, we are structured that I am the CSM team.
Okay, you are one. Okay, you are one. Okay.
I have every account, but we of course look at how much time do I invest in every client. And yes, the larger enterprise clients get a bit more of my attention than the smaller clients. We don't forget them, so we are setting up webinars and other ways of communication. We have our support, of course, which I'm also managing. But yeah, with the larger customers, I talk to them every week, every 2 weeks, or yeah, more often at least.
Okay, this changes a bit the flow of the conversation, because now I need to ask you, how do you manage as a one team person? What did you do in order to be able to handle by your own the whole portfolio?
Yeah, that's indeed very difficult. I want to do more proactive work as I've done before. And what I'm doing currently is, yeah, at least for the change, I try to manage it only on like headquarter level. So
Mhm.
to really have 2 or maybe 3 contact persons instead of 1 contact per hotel, which already solves a lot. So instead of 27 hotels, you only need to manage 5 people, which scales down a bit. And for the smaller accounts, yeah, I don't have a recurring check-in, or I speak to them only like once every 6 months, so I can manage it better. And also with our tool, it's not needed to talk to them like every week, because yeah, it just works on the back end, and yeah, that's easier. Also, in hospitality, which we work in, you have a big flow of peak season and low season. So currently we're in low season. So this is usually the moment to talk more to the clients. And in peak seasons, yeah, we talk less to the clients because they're working all day and really, yeah, going hard.
Now, speaking of this, once a hotel is past onboarding, how do you
Yeah.
measure whether things are going well? What does healthy look like?
So I think that's multiple things. So healthy, of course, is having good numbers, high engagement, a lot of guests that use the tool and are happy about the tool. We can answer a lot of the questions of the guests. But it's also, I think, customers that use all the latest features. So we keep, yeah, developing and releasing new features at a very high pace. And if I see that some of the hotels don't use it all, then that's a red flag to me, and I need to get in contact with them. And also, I think a healthy client is an engaged client, which means that whenever we cannot answer the question of a guest, that hotel actually picks up and takes over where it's needed.
Because you are one person team, I would
Yeah,
say. I have to ask, what is the operational infrastructure behind all of this? What tools, processes, how are you leveraging technology basically
yeah,
to be able to handle all of this? Because if
yeah.
it's not manpower, it needs to be technology.
Exactly. So we use HubSpot for our onboarding processes. So we use HubSpot services to, yeah, for each client have a service, and that goes through a pipeline on which states in the onboarding they are in. I do that together with one of my colleagues. She's the head of onboarding, so we manage that together because there's so much new clients coming in. We also use Confluence for internal documentation. We have Slack internally, as a lot of startups do, and actually also use Slack with some of our largest clients and partners. We use Fireflies to record all our meetings and to make transcripts of it and help us with the follow-ups. And of course, Claude to help out sometimes with emails and the translations, and also some strategic things every now and then.
And basically, also you live in HubSpot, and that's the central piece from for documenting everything at the customer level, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we use the services for the onboarding, but also the help desk. I've written all the articles that we can use for our knowledge base for the for the clients. Our support is in HubSpot. Our health scoring is also in HubSpot, which we
Awesome.
also use to see
Mhm.
like which clients are in the red and need some extra attention, and which clients are doing good, and yeah,
Okay.
can really go the way.
And speaking of, because you mentioned Claude, how are you leveraging AI? Is it only to help you draft messages, or is it also to run deep dive analysis, connect several data sources? What's your
Yeah, good question. We have connected a few data sources. So some examples of what I use it for is to help craft templates for in WhatsApp conversations. So our guests use their own WhatsApp numbers to send messages to guests, and those WhatsApp messages are being categorized by Meta as service oriented or marketing oriented. And a marketing oriented template is a bit more expensive than a service oriented template. So we use Claude to rewrite the templates so it gets cheaper. So
Mhm.
that's adding value for our clients and yeah, saving money for them. Also, we connected it to HubSpot so it knows which knowledge base articles we have. I connected it to our Fireflies so it knows our conversation and also knows which topics do we still need knowledge base articles on, and it can write drafts for that. So that's also really useful to see, oh, what can we add and what things are we talking about and how can we leverage that. Personally, I didn't know a lot about BigQuery data analysis.
Mhm.
Yeah, Claude helps me rewrite queries to get the right information, which I then reuse. So that's all, yeah, pretty operational. But I also ask it like about strategic things like preparing for tough meetings with clients and how to approach certain issues. So I had a really tough meeting with the client. I explained the situation, and Claude really helped me. Oh, you should make a slide deck with these slides, and this is the way you should set it up. And that really gave us the right direction. And in the end, of course, we still tweaked here and there, but yeah, it was really helpful to get us in the right direction.
I want to take you back to Apical. You mentioned it at the beginning because by the end of your journey with them, you weren't just doing the onboarding, you were basically teaching it.
Yeah.
And what do most teams get wrong about onboarding? What's your take on that?
Yeah, as I said, onboarding has multiple meanings. So you have onboarding a client and onboarding employees. Onboarding new clients has multiple, yeah, facets, as you can say it. Listening about what they want to achieve, learning the style that they're in. We work across a lot of different cultures, from a hostel in Rome to a high-end five-star beach resort in Curacao, a camping in Germany, and every yeah culture is different. So that's really yeah one part of onboarding is getting to know the client. Our customers are really hospitality focused, so they expect the same from us. So that's also a thing in onboarding that you really need to learn. Give the right information in the right time. Managing expectations, that's something that's the same within onboarding employees as well as onboarding clients. So tell them the process, at which point in the process they are. Yeah, make milestones. We're now at step one, now we're at step two, now we're at step three. And also going live is not, it's not silence after that. So keep checking in after going live. Actually, the post go live meeting that we have is one of the most important meetings I think we have. Checking in, how do they use it? What are their experiences? And doing that really quick so you can still solve things. And actually, what we do within our product, we also have a post first night message to the guests. And one of my clients told me that's the best message we have because we can still fix things while the guest is still in house.
While you are while the business scales and the number of customers are basically doubling,
Yeah.
where do you want to focus your attention? Are you planning on basically expanding the team and
Yeah.
hire, or are you investing into technology and basically you remain the person that handles everything, but you live through technology. Or what's your view? How are you planning?
I think it should be a combination. Like technology, always use it and use it to help you. But yeah, we also come at a moment where I see that I do a lot of onboardings because we get a lot of new clients where I don't have as much time to CSM my clients as I wish to. So yeah, I think we need to scale in terms of people to make sure that we can handle this amount of onboardings. And yeah, we try to optimize where we can. One meeting less in 6 meetings is already a 25% win.
Yeah.
So yeah, we optimize where we can, but sometimes, yeah, I think we get close to the point where we need extra hands.
And where does you said that, okay, we will almost be there,
Yeah.
but what are the signals that basically you are looking for so that, okay, now it's time to basically go and have the discussion with the senior
With the
management?
management. Yeah. 2 weeks ago, my colleague went on holiday for a week and the support inbox exploded more or less, and colleagues needed to take over. And usually I handle that by myself, but there just was no time to handle it. And so that also brought some insight at the management to see, oh, it is really busy. And yes, he is doing a lot of things on his own. And he's managing a lot, but maybe we should look at expanding the team to make sure that the workload is getting a bit better handle.
Last one, Victor. Alongside CS, you've spent years as an improve coach and trainer. Is
Yes.
there something from that period, a habit, a way of thinking that still shows up on how you run accounts today?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I'm still doing improv training, and improv for me is a way of life. And I also, yeah, had some courses in applied improvisation because you can apply it to everything in life. So, yeah, especially in startup life that we're in at Runner, the product keeps changing all the time. So, quick adaptation is super important to really be able to go from left a 90-degree turn to a bit less left. Yeah, that's something you really need to keep open about. Also, improv means don't control everything or try to control everything because you cannot. Yes, I want the product to be A or B or C, but yeah, sometimes other people have very good reasons to do something else. And also, yeah, feeling first, reacting second. Don't over talk, but keep open space. So I have a lot of meetings where you try to talk because you're scared of silence, but sometimes silence is okay. Just, yeah, wait for the customer to make their mind until they can respond. So you don't need to fill everything in. Yeah, another thing I learned, try to have fun along the way. Sometimes you just need to bluff and then find out after. Trust your instincts. Your instincts are usually right. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't right. Yeah, there's so much improv that you can use in work and in daily life. So I would suggest everybody should have a course at one point in their life.
Victor, this was a really interesting conversation. It's not often you get to talk onboarding with someone who's actually studied and taught it as a craft.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining me. And to everyone listening, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and mastering customer success.